Good morning, guys. Happy Dog Training Tip Thursday. Today's tip came from a snowboarder, which is obviously a little bit different to dog training. But it's something that always sticks in my head with dog training. And because all of us and most of my clients have really busy lives, we don't have heaps of time to be dedicating to, doing all this dog training. It's not like it's our full-time job to train our own dogs. Like, it's obviously my job to train other people's dogs, but I still have to fit training my own dogs in around work and around kids and around friends and family and all of the housework and, everything else that we all have on our to-do list. And so sometimes getting started is so overwhelming because it's just, I want this, I know what my goals are, and oh my God, getting there, all these things I have to do seems so overwhelming. And if you go back into one of the earlier sessions about goal setting, earlier tips about goal setting, we have these big goals that are specific, but they're bigger things. They're the big ticket items that we want. And sometimes we need to work on things to get us to that point without actually focusing on that thing just yet, because we need to kind of pave the way to get there. And so when we do that, it's like, oh my God, there's so much I have to do, and it kind of seems a bit overwhelming. So a snowboarder, I wish I could remember who it was, but I was listening to her being interviewed, and she was an amazing snowboarder. And one of her questions that the interviewer asked was, how do you not get overwhelmed when you've got this huge, big Olympic slope in front of you, and you know what's coming up, and you've got all these things that you have to do, and do you get like nervous and overwhelmed? And her answer to that question was, I always just look at the 10 meters in front of me. And if I can just nail that 10 meters and I do that bit, then I'm good for the next bit. Okay, so with dog training, all I want you to do is think of the next 10 meters in front of you. Don't worry about what's to come next. Don't worry about teaching 50 things at once. Literally teach one thing this week. But do that one thing really well. Don't do 50 things and try and stop the jumping up and the barking and all at once, and teaching sit and teaching drop and teaching recall all together, because it's going to be overwhelming for you. You're not going to follow through. Your dog is going to be overwhelmed, and you're not actually going to see any results. The way that we stay motivated is when we start to see some results, because we see something happening, we go, oh, we did something, and then we can move on to the next thing. If you're doing all these things not very well, you're not going to get anywhere. So this is actually the people who get the quickest results, I find, do it this way. They just look at that 10 meters in front of them, 10 meters on the slope, before they worry about the next thing. So in my program, for example, actually, I might just show you. So let's have a little look. I'll see if I can show you. Okay. So when you log in, I hope you guys can see, when you log in to the Dogmanship Training Academy, there are 4 phases, and within those phases, there are little ticket items that you need to tick off. So just say we have a look in phase 3. There are little things that you do step by step. You literally don't go on to one thing until you've done the next thing. So they're all set out, so you do one thing after the other. Now, what that means is that you can see the path. Like, you can see that obviously in phase 1, it's the foundation, and you can see in phase 4 that we're working on some really high-end transformational things, but you don't need to know what is, 2 months ahead. You need to just do what you need to do today to get to that goal. So you need to, if you're focusing on sit, you're going to focus on sit for a week, and that is all you're going to think about. You're going to do all your training towards focusing on that skill. And then when you get up to not jumping up, you're not going to fix not jumping up and, 50 other things all at once. You're going to go, okay, we're really just going to focus on not jumping up. Because by that point, you'll have gained a whole repertoire of other skills already. You'll have got some communication. You'll have got the language. You've started building trust. You've started building relationship. So that when you get to doing this sort of stuff, you already are just building on what you've got. You're not trying to teach 100 new things at a time. Okay, so condensed, my tip for this week is that I want you to focus on one thing at a time. If you're really nailing it or you're finding that thing particularly easy, you can do a couple of things at a time, but I want you to only look at that next 10 meters. I don't want you to look at the whole slope, just the next 10 meters, work out what your next step is that's going to get you to your goal. Because if you do one step every week, you are going to be within a couple of months way ahead from where you were. Okay, so don't get to the next 8 weeks, 6 months time and go, oh, I wish I had started then. Because if you do that, it's going to take you a long time, and our dogs don't have that much time. We need to get them training now so that we can actually enjoy them while they're here and they're happy and healthy. All right, guys, if anybody has any questions, let me know. If anybody wants to check out the free mini course, dogmanshiptraining.com/course. It's a 3-part video series that's emailed straight to you. If you want to jump straight into the academy, you can do that. You just go to dogmanshiptraining.com/academy. It's $39 a month. Cancel anytime. You get access to everything there. You also get access to the private Facebook group where you can ask me questions anytime. You get a new dog training challenge every month, and we get 2 live Q&As every month. So you get that 360 support, plus you get this success path to follow. So if you need any help, let me know. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.